Welcome to Lydia's Plate. I'm a stay-at-home mom who is homesteading together with my husband and 4 kids. We do gardening, house cleaning, all the homesteading stuff, baking bread, experimenting with gluten-free foods for one of our kids, animals, and the like. So if you like that kind of stuff, stay tuned and welcome to our channel. Welcome back to Lydia's Plate. Here I have my beans and 1 cup of chickpeas. I'm emptying out 2 different bags and now I'm just filling it up with water. There we go. That should easily be enough water for those beans and chickpeas to soak in overnight. Clean up my empty bags and we'll see how it goes the next morning. Here we are and it's time to strain them. I had a lot of junk floating on the top of my bowl because of emptying 2 bags. And I could have rinsed them last night already, but I chose not to. I just wanted them to start soaking. I'm going to rinse them until there isn't any junk left coming off of them anymore, until I'm not seeing anything floating down through the holes of the strainer into the sink. So there we go. That looks like that's about good. And we'll get on with the rest of it. Here's my frying pan. I'm starting with some lard just so that the onions and garlic will nicely fry up. As soon as I have that going, I'm going to start with chopping the onions. And I don't have any fresh garlic cloves, but I do have some dried minced garlic, so I'm going to be using that today. Sometimes when I'm having trouble getting an onion to peel, I find a handy trick is to use the back side of my knife and kind of scrape away at that outer shell that doesn't want to come off the onion. Now that it's off, I can chop it all up. This is a technique I learned watching a cooking show years ago, and it's worked well for me ever since. Sometimes, as you'll see with the second half of the onion, I will put my hand over all of the onion, because when it gets to that last row, the onion wants to just slip all over the place instead of actually staying where I need it to so that I can chop that last section. Now the garlic is not part of the original recipe, but I like garlic and I was just feeling like with our weather being all over the place, you know, sometimes below freezing and snowing, and then the next day just about sweatshirt weather again, I've heard that garlic has good antiseptic properties, or that it can fight off unwanted items well. So I just wanted to throw it in there and see what it did. And like I said, I think garlic adds good flavor. So here we are onto the sausage. I'm just chopping up some baked sausage from earlier this week, and I want it into small bite-sized pieces. It's also going to add a lot of flavor into these baked beans. It definitely works with ham as well. I have used ham when I've had ham, but most of the time I have sausage. Now that I'm done with the sausage, I can get my hands washed and then give this a stir and move on to the remaining ingredients. So the star of the show, the beans and chickpeas, are coming in next. There we go, down to the last couple seasonings. We've added ketchup, molasses, brown sugar, Dijon mustard, salt, some pepper, and now a couple bay leaves. The recipe calls for 1 bay leaf, but on second thought, as I looked at that first one, I thought, you know, it's kind of small, I'm just going to throw in a second one. And onto the water. You're noticing here that I'm using this little measuring cup, which may seem kind of silly, like why am I not using a much bigger container? But as you can see with the molasses here, I'm really just trying to wash it all out of the measuring cup so that I get all of that goodness. Now that I feel like those measuring cups are washed out well enough, I'm going to move to a bigger container for getting water with. And I'm going to load up this pan quite full. I want these beans to really get enough water to cook well. I don't want to still have crunchy beans, which again, that is something that is to everybody's own taste buds. I don't want crunchy beans though, I want nice soft beans. And I could have actually cooked these even longer, but I was happy with how they turned out, so that was all good. Here you can see I'm doing the mash test, and I keep checking them every once in a while until I'm happy with their tenderness. Around 11 o'clock, I left the beans on the oven still. I just took the lid off and let the moisture start evaporating out of the pot on its own because the beans were soft, like I could mash them already. Even these chickpeas, they were soft enough to mash with a fork already on the spoon. So I left them on the oven for another hour just with the lid off, and then around 12 I pulled them off of the oven and just left them here, and I've been stirring them about every hour. They're just naturally thickening up on their own like this to how you see them now. I can easily touch the sides. It's almost cold to the touch already. So I'm going to grab some containers and start packaging up the beans. So I've also taken the bay leaves out of here. I did that about an hour ago. I think you saw me do that. And yeah, I'm just going to scoop this up. The recipe starts with 3 cups of dry beans, and it ended up making me, I'd say, about almost 8 cups because I made 3 of these containers and they're 2 cups each, and then I threw some in the fridge for us to eat fresh. That's it guys, that is how I make homemade baked beans. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've been encouraged or inspired to try making beans yourself at home. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit that bell if you want to be notified every time we post a new video. I hope that you are enjoying your time with me. I'm enjoying making these videos for you, and just knowing that I'm making a difference or helping somebody is very good with me. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!